Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
Is that your French accent?
Oh.
Hello and happy Friday. Good morning.
Yeah, that is my French accent.
Thanks for listening to the WSJM Morning Show.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. We're live streaming. If you have a video live stream available to you, you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. We're going to be streaming for the next hour. You get exclusive content behind the scenes when we're not on the terrestrial radio.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah.
Today's going to be a all right day. It's Friday, so I mean that's
a
great
beautiful
thing
day.
about it. But it is going to be windy. We do have a wind advisory for our area starting 11 a.m. go all the way till 8 o'clock tonight. 50-50 chance we'll get some rain and a high 52 tonight. Cloudy and a 20% chance for some rain with a low down to 38. But this is where I think the wind is bringing it. Yes, the wind is bringing in some warm weather.
Warm weather.
Yeah. If I go outside and the wind is whispering warm weather or any words, I'm going to freak out and I'm going to go back inside.
Good.
Take out the trash.
Pick up the dog mess.
Dog poo.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No.
Not a fan. But it is going to be warm on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday,
a lot of songs
63.
with the wind calling your name.
Yep.
Rhiannon, is that one of them? Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was thinking about the song, "The Summer Wind Keeps Blowing In," but I don't think it's saying anything.
No.
Anyways,
it just keeps rolling in. All right. Sorry. Forecast.
All right. I'm done.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
I'm done.
It's going to be windy and warm today.
You're getting slap happy.
It's Friday.
You know why? Because you're leaving.
Well, just for a day or two.
Yeah. You're taking a weekend trip.
Little weekend, John.
Ooh, we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But I do want to find out what's happening in the news this morning.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's what we're following today for local stories. The city of Coloma has received a $198,000 grant from the state of Michigan to identify lead water lines. Mayor Marcia Hammond tells us the funds from the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy come as the city seeks to comply with state rules requiring the removal of lead from the water lines.
We've not ever had any of our water samples or anything come back with any trace of lead. We have around 121 lines that we really want to check for sure because they are older lines and we just want to make sure. So we will be hiring a company that will bore down rather than have to dig up all those lines and test them and verify. And we will actually be verifying every line in our system.
Hammond says the city is working with Whiteman to find a contractor that can go around checking all those water lines. If lead in the water lines are found, then work will start to replace them. The city will send letters to all residents explaining what's happening, and a public meeting is also planned for people to ask questions. Hammond says it's a good thing that the state has set aside funds to help smaller cities and municipalities to do these studies because it would have been difficult to pay for it locally. All the work must be complete under this grant application by September of 2026. A fundraiser to help the Berrien County Bail Fund is planned for next month. Neighbors Organizing Against Racism Director Trenton Bowen tells us that the Berrien County Bail Fund was launched this year to pay the bail of inmates charged with misdemeanors at the Berrien County Jail. He says lower income people often get stuck in jail because they can't afford the few $100s needed for bail.
We did a silent launch. Later on this year, we'll be doing a major kickoff celebration. We have so far assisted about 5 to 10 people from getting out of jail to paying for their tether fees.
Bowen says those tether fees are just as important as the bail amount itself. He says it's going to take a lot of work to keep Berrien County Bail Fund supported.
We did our community gala and we raised funds with that. We have been a recipient of grants. However, the bail fund cannot alone run off a grant. So we have to do extensive fundraising and going out.
Some of that fundraising, Neighbors Organizing Against Racism says will be a Kentucky Derby-style fundraiser on May 4th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Benton Harbor. Bowen says they're using the event as an opportunity to highlight and honor Black jockeys who've contributed to the Kentucky Derby. They'll salute the legendary Isaac Murphy and the trailblazing Oliver Lewis, among others. The event will feature music and food. Anyone can get tickets now by checking the Facebook page of NOR. That's Neighbors Organizing Against Racism. A Hartford man is facing charges after a drug bust on Wednesday. The Southwest Enforcement Team says it searched a home in the 100 block of Mary Street in Hartford and found cocaine, methanol, methamphetamine, and crack cocaine. Additionally, it says evidence of illegal drug sales was located along with illegal firearms. The 36-year-old suspect was arrested for possession with intent to deliver, and also there were some firearm charges there. Not only that, but then Sweat says they found, as a result of the search of that residence, details about another residence in Watervliet, a home in the 1500 block of North Watervliet Road, where detectives executed a second search warrant that same day. They found more crack cocaine, a firearm, and evidence of drug distribution there. A 35-year-old woman is now looking at charges related to that case. And finally, Lake Michigan College will hold a career fair next week. It says more than 30 employers are expected to be on hand for the Red Hot Career Fair on Wednesday. Held as part of LMC's Grad and Future Fair, the event is designed to connect students and the community with employers looking to fill current job openings, internships, and future career opportunities in a variety of fields. They include healthcare, manufacturing, hospitality, aviation, and more. We have more information posted at our website, WSJM.com. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll get to sports here in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
We got Bill. We've got Jeff.
You're
We've got
singing today.
another Bill. Bill giving everybody their welcome. And then Teresa giving everybody else welcome to the people that are commenting. But we know we have a lot more other people that are watching as well. And if you are watching and you haven't commented, maybe a first-time commenter.
Ooh. First-time commenters.
Yeah, like the people that always do the long-time fan, first-time caller.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I always love that on the radio shows. I've been a fan of yours for years. Glad you're taking my calls. Well, it's kind of the same way when it comes to comments. We'll gladly take your comments about anything that's going on. Catching up on any of the stuff that has happened during this week. That's what we'll try and do. And any other news that's been going across our desk, which is quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that Olympics story from Paris.
Yeah. Like that. I mean, it's like that every Olympic city. There's always something. There's always some sort of issue they're dealing with.
Aren't there? They have this whole competition between the cities on, do you want to host the Olympics? Who wants to host the Olympics? Can you host the Olympics?
Right.
Are you ready? Shouldn't this be one of the questions? Okay, where are we planning the swimming event? That's the Seine. How are your pollution levels there?
Right.
What happens when it rains?
Yeah, because they announce and they figure out who the Olympic city is going to be way ahead of time.
It's
like,
give them lots of
we
time
already
to plan.
know who's going to be 2032, I'm sure. They probably already figured that out by now. So what they do in the Olympic Committee and the Olympic people as they prepare for all this stuff is they look at all that infrastructure for everything.
Sure.
And they have to build stuff too, because they build those a lot of times. They'll build those Olympic villages to where people can where the competitors can live for the short period of time.
That's right.
Or they can have things and buildings, and they may even build a whole stadium.
Brisbane, Australia.
Ooh.
In 2032.
Down under. All right.
But let's see. So these Olympics, Paris, France, 2024. Then we'll have the Winter Olympics in Milan.
Yeah.
And some other place in Italy in 2026. Then 2028, we'll do Los Angeles. And then 2032, Brisbane.
Now, Los Angeles, they know what to do. They've done it before. They've had the Olympics in the past. They're in recent memory. I think when I was a kid, like 96 was Atlanta. 92 was, God, I can't remember. Cannot remember. To check my Olympic history. But yeah, they've done it before. So there's at least, of course, infrastructure and stadiums. They have no shortage of stadiums in LA, of course, to hold this, that, and the other. So I think they'll be good. And Chicago's been up there on the list to try and make it happen.
Think they could do it?
I think so. One of the things they were talking about doing is even holding. I remember when they were trying to pitch to make Chicago be one of the cities, is they were even saying that there may even be some events that may even make it all the way over to our area. Like they use the East Race down in South Bend for some of the like a kayaking or something like that.
Yeah, that makes
I thought
sense.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
And can you imagine being able to just go right down the road to an Olympic event?
That'd be something.
Yeah. So, and it's huge for those cities to be able to do that. But yeah, I'm hoping the pollution levels. Doesn't sound like it's gonna get back on track. They're gonna have to do a lot of work to make that happen.
I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
I think you hope that there's no rain that day.
Mm-hmm.
They put some poop-eating bacteria in the system.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes a lot to do that. But all right, hang on.
What are we doing here?
I'm getting back to the show.
Oh,
Point 9 WSJM.
And you can be part of the show in so many different ways. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. But if you really want to talk to us right now, go comment on our Facebook page. We're on there, and we're also on YouTube, and we're also on our X. We got quite a few people watching this fine award-winning program, seeing that I am wearing a hoodie today, and you are wearing a nice button-up shirt.
Thank you.
With some patterns on it.
Yeah. Are there too many patterns?
Do you call it plaid when it's that close together?
I don't think so. I don't think it's. I think it's not really a checker
kind
either.
of checkery.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Great shirt.
Thank you very much. It's my Friday shirt.
It is your Friday shirt. Is it your? Do we want to talk about your travels?
Well, maybe we talk about that next week.
Oh, talk about it next week.
Yeah.
That you're traveling. Okay. All right. Just to note, you will not be here on Monday.
That's right. I am out on Monday.
Okay.
I am out on Monday.
So move on from that. But I look forward to hearing
it'll be fun.
The afterwards.
Fun.
Did you see that the CIA wants to hire you?
Me? Finally? They are responding to my letters?
They're responding to your emails.
Tell me more.
So the CIA is seeking candidates for a new executive protection position.
Oh.
So this sounds like probably protecting, of course, maybe the president or some other higher ups, maybe.
I got to look at this.
Maybe even the CIA director. Some qualifications.
Okay.
You must be patriotic, trustworthy.
Check.
And most importantly, ripped.
Oh.
The job essentially is a bodyguard for top intelligence officers, sort of like the Secret Service of the CIA. One of the qualifications, you need to complete 27 sit-ups.
I can do that.
And 18 push-ups.
Yeah, no problem.
In under a minute.
Oh. Under a minute?
Under a minute. Now, I don't know if you have to do both of those.
It'll take me a minute just to think about that.
Right.
Oh.
It'll take me a minute just to get in position.
Jeez.
They'll get in position. You get in push-up or sit-up position. It's like, all right, you ready?
So 18 in 1 minute, 27 sit-ups in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you got to run and do a bunch of other stuff.
1.5 mile run in 15 minutes, 20 seconds or less.
Mm-hmm.
The 300-meter dash, 1 minute, 8 seconds or less. They really timed
1
somebody.
1 minute, 8 seconds? That's fast.
And then you have to be able to drag a dummy
yeah.
that weighs 180 pounds 2 minutes or less.
2 minutes or less. Wow.
How far do you have to drag the dummy? Maybe it's just like a stand. For CIA agents, they probably know exactly what that. They're going dummies.
Right.
We know how far we have to drag them.
Pay is decent, but a weird range. From 66,000 or a little over 66,000 to 122,000.
Yeah, so it depends on how ripped you are.
I guess how ripped you are and other qualifications and all that. You also have to have bachelor's or master's.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, this is the reason I love the career discussions early on with students still in school.
Mm-hmm.
You can start as soon as elementary school and get it into the grain to let folks know what are the things that these cool agencies are going to be looking for when you get out of college or get out of school or whatever you're doing. Because, by the time I decided, oh, wow, wouldn't it be cool to work in the CIA or FBI to see what they were really about?
Right.
It's like, well, do you have a master's degree in botany? It's like, well, no,
Right.
I don't.
You know, like,
I
and,
could go
and
get one.
same thing with like, okay, martial arts,
Yeah.
you know, running, and other skills,
Yeah.
you know, Boy Scouts and things like that would probably be helpful things to be part of. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into
But
those
planning
jobs.
for those things and knowing and understanding what it is.
I mean, I don't know of many kids that are like, you know what I want to be when I grow up? I want to be a Secret Service agent.
Absolutely. I mean, you're basically, I want to be a spy.
I want to be a
Which
spy.
spy do you want to be? You want to be this one, this one, this one, domestic, foreign, where you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, you watch a lot of the movies and you see all the cool stuff
James
that they
Bond.
do. James Bond,
Got the cool cars.
you know, Jack Ryan.
Oh yeah,
stuff like Jack Ryan, the Jack Ryan series, all of that stuff. It's like, ooh, what do I got to do do
Maxwell Smart.
Ooh, yeah,
Get smart.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And you can't just be like, yeah, I could do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Just like when people are like, you know, I'm gonna be a professional baseball player, football player, basketball player. It's like the odds are against you.
Yeah,
but if you prepare and work hard.
See, but that's the thing, is that the NFL is the goal, and you start early on. You got Pop Warner and everything getting you ready for the whole
learn
thing.
the skills.
Yep.
So yeah, if you
it's planning.
If you think you're qualified, I'm sure there's people even that listen that probably can do all of these things. There's probably some
absolutely
very athletic people, more athletic than we are.
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah. More. Yeah. The more athletic is not much to do to make that happen.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways,
speaking of law enforcement, a couple updates on our sports folks. So Shohei Ohtani, former,
we haven't heard much about that.
Well, we heard something now, and the former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, we told you that there was a lot of confusion at the outset. Now things are becoming a lot more clear, and it seems to involve a lot more money.
Ooh,
a lot more money.
Oh, really?
The former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, who is the Los Angeles Dodgers superstar, apparently stole more than $16 million. 16 million over 2 years.
I thought it was only like 3 or 4.
That's what we thought initially. Now it looks like it's $16 million over 2 years to pay off gambling debts to an illegal sports book. The one thing I'm thinking is if whether Shohei Ohtani knew anything about this or not, that's to be decided. But if you're losing $16 million in gambling, stop gambling.
Yeah, you should probably have given up a long time ago.
At 15 million, 10 million, 5 million, you should probably think about, hey, I'm not really good at this betting thing.
I think I have a problem.
Yeah, I'm not good at this. Should stop it. The U.S. attorney for the case emphasized that Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in the case, not part of the deal. They say Mr. Mazura, who was the interpreter, used and abused his position of trust in order to plunder Mr. Ohtani's bank account to the tune of more than $16 million.
Do you really think he's a victim, Shohei?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
That's what they say. But I mean, they're friends, and he's given up some of his money. I still think he's involved in some way. I mean, he's a smart guy, and it would be stupid if he were to get into something like this when he has a $700 million contract coming his way. So to put that in jeopardy, not good.
A spokesperson for Ohtani declined to comment about what Johnny just said. But given the information, the MLB has said, given the information disclosed today and other information we've already collected, we'll wait until resolution of the criminal proceeding to determine whether further investigation is warranted. So the MLB is keeping their powder dry. They're saying, let's wait. Because in 2018, the year Ohtani moved to the U.S., Missouri helped him open a bank account where his Angels salary was deposited. Ohtani said he never gave Missouri control of his accounts, but Missouri allegedly told Ohtani's financial advisors and accountants, none of whom spoke Japanese, that Ohtani had denied them access to the account. Text messages showed that Missouri began gambling with a bookmaker in September of 2021 and began losing substantial amounts of money that year. In all, the complaint states that Missouri averaged 25 bets a day, ranging from $10 to $160,000 per bet,
Wow.
$160,000 per bet between December 2021 and January 24. Some 19,000 bets in all. So from September 2021 till January of this year, 19,000 bets. How in the world do you do that?
Yeah.
16 million bucks.
I feel like there's more involved. I think there's more people involved in this, not just him or the other guys.
Missouri's betting records, according to a spreadsheet obtained by authorities, reflected total winnings of $142 million and losses of $183 million.
Ooh.
Leaving a total net balance of a negative $40.6 million. This is one of the most prolific bettors probably on the West Coast, if not the whole United States.
That's why I think there's more people involved in this whole thing.
It's like a network or something.
Yeah. It can't just be
I've
one
seen
person.
those movies.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't seem like this. There's a lot more involved. But I know I can understand why the MLB is saying, well, we're not going to do anything just yet because this is their bright star.
Yeah.
This is the biggest star in baseball right now. They don't want to screw this up. They don't want to, but in other sports, if there's some people betting or involved in some sort of betting, you know what they do? They suspend them for a whole year until they figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, even while investigations are going on. So I'm surprised that they haven't said anything, but not surprised because that's their bright star. They don't want to mess this up.
Yeah. There's no right way to do a wrong thing.
Right. But that amount of money.
That's
and two,
lot.
if this guy had so much influence on Shohei Ohtani from everything from bank accounts to all this stuff, why wouldn't he go to a state where you can legally bet? Like, hey, those Chicago Cubs would be a great team for you, or Detroit Tigers or something like that. Let's go over there, major city, nice place to go.
That money. That's so much money.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more involved.
Ohtani did turn his phone over to investigators on March 25th and spoke to prosecutors through a court-certified Japanese interpreter, at one point telling them he believed his agent and financial advisors had been monitoring his account in question. So he said, well,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
if you were on the live stream, I was shrugging my shoulders. Yeah. If you're not on the video live stream. So there's that one. We have time for one more update. Different story. This is Rashee Rice. He's with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's the wide receiver who was there was a warrant for his arrest
for street racing.
He turned himself in. He's bailed himself out for $40,000. So that's happened.
Okay. Did any suspensions coming to him from the NFL? They're probably working on it.
They're probably working on that stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
If they haven't already got it circulating, who knows?
Comments on our Facebook page. Jeff just says Pete Rose. Yeah, because I mean that's another thing that a lot of people are looking at is well, Pete Rose is and still is banned for life.
Yes.
From baseball. Yep. Now he bet on baseball. He didn't bet on his team. But if it comes to light that there was any involvement in betting on baseball,
that's tough.
I mean, Shohei Ohtani may be a big star, but if these are the rules, them's the rules, then he's got to go. Or if you're going to let him slide, then Pete Rose has to be welcomed back with open arms into the MLB.
Yeah. And then the other big sport, since we're on sports, the big headline yesterday, O.J. Simpson dying.
Yeah. Yeah, saw that.
Do you remember the Bronco chase? Were you around for that?
I watched it live.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I think about 100 million Americans did.
Yeah, I used to watch the and that changed the whole I mean everything from the stuff you watch now, the court TVs and all these other shows really kind of came to light after that because
they saw that America had a taste for that. It's
right.
Like, we can watch this.
Yeah,
they
fully
saw 100
televised
million
trial.
Yeah, 100 million people watching the Bronco chase. And then you've got the whole verdict thing. The 100 million people watching the verdict, and then a whole bunch watching the Bronco chase, and then the trial, and everything else before, during, and after that.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We used to have a white Bronco.
Oh, did you sell it to somebody in California?
No. Okay. But we used to have I think we had
sell it after that.
Yeah, I think we either had it was either white Bronco. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Bronco. My mom can probably confirm nor deny, but I'm pretty sure we had a white truck just like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, What's my dad doing in California? But
Slow
yeah,
down,
that
Dad.
was a
Now you're
huge
going too
news
slow.
story when
Yeah.
that was happening, and then of course the trial when that was unfolding. I swear, every time I came home from school, that was on the TV.
Yeah.
And it was on almost every TV in America
Hmm.
during that time. So
Yeah, 60 miles they drove for 2 hours and at very low, ridiculously low speeds with the whole police cavalcade behind
well, yeah,
them.
because the gas mileage on that Bronco probably not very good. So he's trying to keep whatever he could. So yeah.
But he died at was at age 76 for prostate cancer. He was receiving chemotherapy treatment for
Mhm.
prostate cancer.
Hmm.
And a lot of different things coming out, statements about obviously what everyone remembers, the suspected murders,
Mhm.
the double
Mhm.
murder, and sharp
Yeah.
opinions coming out on that.
And that's, I think, the thing that most people, that's when you die, you want to be remembered for your good things that you've done in life.
That's not going to happen here.
I don't think people even realize that he was a phenomenal football player.
Yep.
And a great actor. Everything,
Well,
all the bad stuff.
I don't know about great actor.
I mean, he was good in
He
the
was
Naked
there.
Gun movies, I will
He was
say.
there.
But yeah, everybody remembers the bad stuff for him.
Yeah.
As they should. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, believe what you want to believe, whatever the verdict was. But
Well, and that was the thing, is there's a life on camera and there's a life off camera.
Mhm.
And the off camera clearly is what people will remember.
Coming up here in just a moment, we'll catch you up with news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is all next on the morning show.
Loan rates are trending down.
Yeah, the Goldmans had a $33 million civil judgment against O.J. Simpson.
Mhm.
They got, of that, they said they got about $114,000. That was it.
Wow.
That was it.
Did he say anything? What were his last words? I wonder.
I am curious to understand if there's some sort of last will and testament
Sure.
that will say some things that he never said publicly for sure. Like whether or not he committed the murders.
Right, whether or not he committed the murder. Even when he actually went to jail for the memorabilia
theft.
stuff, that was never really fully talked about. It was kind of like he said his side of things, but it was never really made sense, all of that stuff.
Oh, when he tried to steal.
When the memorabilia was his stuff. He was stealing it back from collectors, and it was just a mess.
2007, Simpson was part of a group that raided a hotel and casino to steal sports memorabilia from two dealers. They did so at gunpoint. He was convicted on charges including kidnapping, armed robbery, and assault with a deadly weapon. Sentenced to jail. Said he was just trying to reclaim family heirlooms and other personal items that had been stolen from him. Said he was unaware that people with him were carrying guns.
I mean,
I didn't know you were bringing a gun to this.
Anytime I've been around somebody that has like CCW or something like that,
Yeah.
I know they have a gun. I know they have one on them. So don't tell me you didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's tragedy because his career set him up for so much fame and attention, from the Hertz commercials to the Naked Gun movies, as you point out, and then it went downhill.
Right. But then, I mean, if you think about fame, that also made a lot of people in the trial famous. Johnny Cochran. I mean, people don't even realize the Kardashians.
Yep.
Where do they become famous? Well, their father was part of his lawyers, his team, and Johnny Cochran. Jeff has the quote: "If it don't fit, you must acquit."
Yeah, and that was the silliest thing ever, because he's got gloves on,
right,
already, and the gloves have probably been through some sort of DNA testing, so they're kind of misshapen.
Sure.
And so he's trying to put gloves on over gloves. It's like, he's not fitting. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, this glove doesn't fit. Would you ever put a glove on like that?
No.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, lots of other things, but yeah, I saw that.
So did you sell your Bronco after that?
Did we sell our? No. Well, we had trying to remember what we had. We had a Chevy Blazer that was, I think.
You had a Blazer and a Bronco?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we had an old blue Blazer.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty positive it was a white Ford Bronco. Those were cool. Those were cool trucks.
The Broncos were fine, except there were some where the power steering, they started to go out, and you could literally turn the wheel this much. There was this much play.
Oh yeah,
before it started turning the wheels.
I will say that's how I thought you drove when I was growing up.
Boy, they should make this easier.
When I was growing up, before you take driver's ed, you have this feeling of like, this is how you drive. I drive like this. But yeah, it's like, if you drive like that, your power steering has some major issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I remember driver's ed. It's like, I'd start doing that. Well, I'm moving the car all over the place.
Boy.
All right. Bloomberg Market Minute's going on right now. We're going to get back to the show and get you updated on news happenings, and then try to fit all the other stuff that we got going on today. Busy show today. All right. Back to it.
Bloomberg estimates. We sometimes call it Dr. Copper because we joke it's the only commodity with a PhD in economics. It hit the highest since June of 2022 on an improved outlook for global demand. And oil resuming gains as Israel is bracing for a potential strike by Iran or one of its proxies. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Shoot. All right. Today is going to be cloudy and actually going to be windy later on. 50-50 chance for some rain and a wind advisory actually in effect 11 o'clock today all the way until 8 p.m. High 52. Then tonight, low down to 38. The weekend. So I guess that wind is bringing some warm weather because Saturday, 63. Sunday is going to be sunny with a slight chance, small chance, about 20% of rain with a high of 73.
That's warm.
Yeah, man. We got a lot to get to here this morning. Let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's some of the local stories we're following for you. State Representative Joey Andrews has been spreading the word about short-term rental legislation coming up for a hearing in Lansing next week. He's the lead sponsor of the package intended to cement the authority of local governments to regulate short-term rentals and helping them recoup some of their costs of administration. Andrews spoke to the Lincoln Township Board of Trustees this week looking for their support. He didn't get it, in part because the package creates a 6% local excise tax on short-term rentals. There were some concerns that the amount of taxes coming onto short-term rentals will make them not competitive with hotels and motels. We'll tell you more about that at 8 o'clock. Berrien County Sheriff Chuck Haidt says he wasn't sending a political message by taking part in a recent discussion on border security with other sheriffs and former President Donald Trump. He was on stage with Trump at the April 2nd event in Grand Rapids. At Thursday's meeting of the Berrien County Board of Commissioners, there was some public comment asking about if it was appropriate for the sheriff to take part in a rally while in uniform. He said he was there to talk about a serious issue with the border. He says there's been an increase in fentanyl deaths in Berrien County, and that is a legitimate public safety concern because much of the fentanyl here comes from outside the United States, including Mexico. And there was a big turnout this week at a community recycling event held by the Berrien County Parks Department. Johnny was there. A whole bunch of other people were there as well. And they brought all kinds of fun recyclable stuff from styrofoam to household chemicals, shredded their documents. We'll tell you more about the results there. It's pretty amazing, all the stuff they brought.
Yeah. And it's great that stuff's being collected and not going into the landfill.
Yeah, recycling. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Sports in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
Did you take stuff for recycling?
I did.
You ended up getting it together?
Yeah, I had just a few things. I had big pieces from when I got my TV.
Yep.
Big pieces of foam that were like about 4 feet long. And then I had a box, just like a paper file box of shredded paper.
Documents to shred?
Yep, documents, yeah. No, it was just shredded paper I brought a box. I was like, this is what it needs to look like. Can you double shred it for me?
Oh boy.
No, just documents. Usually I have a paper shredder of my own.
Yeah.
But it's hard to keep up
Is it a
with
good
some of
one?
that stuff. Yeah, it's a solid one.
Okay.
Thing is, though, if I got so much stuff, so much either not junk mail, I don't shred the junk mail, but like, things that may have some of my information on there, I get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard to keep up because the paper that's shredded here
Right.
at the radio station, I've taken a couple bags home to no, I was serious for compost.
For the compost, for the worms,
and for different stuff.
Okay.
Some bedding and things like that. I put that in there.
Oh, nice.
And I still have a full bag that I have not been able to use yet. I'm waiting for the other stuff to break down, which it has been breaking down pretty well from the rain. But also, I kind of used it as because I have the raised beds, the crate beds or whatever. And I used a lot of the shredded paper as sort of the insulator on top of the soil and whatever I had.
Okay.
There. So yeah.
If you put shredded paper or even broken up wood or even just some smaller pieces of firewood that has been split, if you bury that under the topsoil about 6 or 12 inches in your, let's say, your raised bed garden, that will keep more of the water, more of the moisture in the soil. Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Not just using it as a barrier.
We did
break
it
down.
first as an insulator, but then also too, we're going to put stuff on top of it as well.
Yeah. So
yeah,
water less. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. That will also be very helpful. Yep. I actually considered putting running some basic piping, like some PEX piping and poking holes in it.
Yeah.
And creating like a little
drip line or something.
Drip line, yeah. Or where I can just take the hose and just hook it up in one little spot and then just turn it on and then now this garden bed is ready to go, instead of going to each individual one with either the hose or any of that stuff. I was like, I can do this and then I can go work on something else.
Excellent.
But haven't done that yet. That's down the list of projects that I keep saying, this would be cool. That's my problem. Jocelyn hates that when she's like, oh yeah, that'd be a great idea. What about this thing and this thing and this thing that you said would be really cool? So yeah, I've got a lot of ideas. I am an idea man. May not always be a get it done man. I need to do that. Sometimes
you know what you should do.
Oh, of course.
What
should I do?
When you get the PVC pipe for the garden, get a little extra and make a potato gun.
I like that idea.
It's a fun thing to do.
I like that idea.
If you see little critters, little varmints trying to get into your garden.
I like that idea because I'm considering because my gas grill.
Yeah.
Gas grills, they don't always last that long. Some starts to break down through weathering and things like that. And I'm considering getting a new one. And the little electric start, little pop start. Yeah. That's perfect for the potato gun.
Absolutely.
So maybe I swap that out.
Well, you could do an air. Idea. You could do a gas powered one. You could do an air powered one.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that idea too.
Yeah, but get a gauge for that one.
The gas ones are cool when you get the Aquanet.
Yeah.
We my mom's former husband had a potato gun that he had made. And we would do the stupid thing with the potato gun that we had, because what we would do is place it with the barrel facing up.
Right.
And wait till it gets dark outside.
Right.
Shoot the potato.
Right.
And then try to dodge the potato because it's going to fall from the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was dangerous.
That is dangerous.
Yeah.
Fun game though.
Yeah.
Until you get hit.
Blunt force trauma into the hospital. Not a good idea.
Hey, honey, look, the Reinhardt boys are outside again. They got the potato gun.
Yep.
Get the infrared.
It was pretty cool though. We had cover that we could do. We shot it up in the air, and if we weren't really sure if it was going to fall on us, we would be able to run into the garage.
Yeah. The my venture down that road was just the Cheetah, which was I painted it orange, and it was a pneumatic powered deal, just air.
Oh, okay.
No flame involved. But It is a little nerve-wracking when you pressurize that PVC up to a certain point, so I had a danger valve on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that could bust pretty easily,
But
right?
man, did it shoot potatoes far. It was cool.
Yeah, potato gun would be sweet.
Yeah.
They don't they don't sell those retail, do they?
Not the good ones.
Not the good ones, no.
No, I mean they've got the paint guns, but I don't know if you can do the same thing with those.
No.
Probably not. Paintball.
Yeah. I had a paintball gun.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have the whole uniform and everything?
Yep.
That's cool.
The mask and stuff, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yep.
Are those still a thing? People still do the paintball?
I don't know. I know there's a paintball park down in Niles. I think there's still one down there. I don't know. Yeah, anybody that's watching on our live stream this morning, anybody recreational paintballers?
Let's see.
It got really popular. Like it got to a point where I knew people that were doing competitions because they were pretty good at it.
Let's see. There's some paintball places around. A lot of them on the Michigan-Indiana line.
Jeff says when he buries things, he always digs 6 feet.
Ha!
All right. All right. Just to be safe.
Oh, dear.
I've always wondered, why is it 6 feet?
Oh, probably because,
The
smell
6 feet
and
under
the
thing.
composition and all that.
I'd like to figure out the origin of the 6 feet under, because if you think about it, the coffin is, foot and a half, a little bit more than that. And then why do you need the 6 feet?
According to the internet, it started a long time ago.
Okay.
You buried people 6 feet underground because it helped mask the odor of decay from predators, because you didn't want coyotes and wolves and stuff digging up graveyards.
Yeah, because of course coyotes, they'll be like, man, we've been digging all night. How far are we down? Well, we're down to 5 feet. I guess let's just give up. I guess we'll find our food somewhere else.
Apparently, the practice goes back to the 1600s. Maybe, they say.
Okay.
Due to the plague in London.
Oh, yes, the plague.
So they didn't want to have stuff going around.
Makes sense.
No.
Makes sense.
Speaking of the plague, the measles, we may lose our eradicated status in the U.S. See that?
Oh, really?
Well, so we've got more than 100 measles cases that have been reported in the United States, at least 5 in Michigan so far since the start of the year. And the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns that a rapid rise in cases, significantly more than in recent years, poses a renewed threat to the country's disease elimination status.
Okay.
So we thought we had it eliminated. But you can have a low number of, these are coming in from international places, so we got a handle on that. No, because they're spreading like they are, and the risk, we might lose our elimination status.
Oh, man.
Measles was eliminated in the U.S. in the year 2000, meaning no outbreaks persisted for a year or more. Measles elimination reduces the number of cases, deaths, and costs that occur if endemic measles transmission is reestablished. So hopefully they can get a handle on this. Because you don't want to.
Yeah, it's bad enough. I mean, that we're losing that status. There's an issue,
right?
Major issue.
Yeah.
Because even when these news stories were popping up, when the first times were like, oh yeah, the measles, like I thought that was basically under control to the point of like it's a non-issue. Now it is.
Yeah. The vast majority of cases, 96% associated with importation from international travel, and most of those cases occurring in U.S. residents who were not vaccinated. So 61% not vaccinated, 96% some international travel was involved.
All right. Getting back to the show here in just a moment, give you your weather update from our folks over at WSBT, and then we'll get right back to it.
Cloudy skies with rain showers to start today. Those will slowly taper off as the day goes on, but we are expecting very windy conditions to develop. Wind gusts over 40 miles an hour possible this afternoon. Highs today near 50. We'll drop to 38 tonight, and then temperatures tomorrow at 60 with some sunshine. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can give us a call, 925-WSJM. You could send us a carrier pigeon, care of 580 East Napier, Benton Harbor.
Is that how it works?
We got a nice perch right up the top there.
Ah,
yeah.
Very nice.
By the way, did you see our new air conditioner that we got
do we
down
have a
there?
new air conditioner? Is that what they were working on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Swapping
very
it out, baby.
Sweet. Because I was getting a little warm. Not.
I guess it wasn't even for this part up here.
It's for downstairs?
It's for mainly the one downstairs, I guess.
What do they need air conditioning down there for?
No, there's people down there.
They're closer to the
They're
ground.
doing
Heat
stuff.
rises.
Yeah, you are right. The building's basically underground on that side of things.
Gee whiz. Well, I'm glad they're cool.
Could have saved us some money. But no,
it's a good thing they're cool down
there. It is important to do that, but it had a good run. From the people I've talked to, it was here when the building was built.
Oh, so the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a solid run for an air conditioner. So there you go. Not that anybody cared, but now you know we are sitting comfortable over here.
Yeah.
But a lot of things to get to if you are watching on the interwebs. There's some internet stuffs that we want to talk about here this morning. About could you eat things and
I do eat things.
You look at the package of the stuff that you eat.
Always look at the package.
Do you read the nutrition facts?
Sometimes I read a couple of key factors. I look at the sodium, I look at the carbs, the sugars, that kind of stuff.
Well, think about this when you're looking at the internet.
Yeah.
The FCC is now requiring internet providers to include a breakdown of what's included in your monthly bill, sort of like a nutrition label on the back of a bag of chips or cereal or something like that. The breakdown will include your internet speed, how much data is included, monthly price, and any discounts or bundles that you already have. I don't know about you. Do you look at your bill and really the breakdown of not only your internet bill, but just about any bill that you have? It seems like there's a lot of stuff in there that you don't quite get. It's like, okay, well, this was the starting price.
Right.
And this is what I have to pay. Doesn't really seem like this stuff is important enough to why did it go from say $30 to $65?
Yeah.
All because of, we have a service charge. Oh, well, there's a convenience fee. Oh, well, there's this fee. There's this fee. So now FCC is saying, you guys need to break that down a little better.
I would like them to break it down to the point where I understand what is my average speed. What am I receiving? Because you say I get up to, let's say, 6 megabytes or something per second or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because they keep changing it. But tell me what the actual speed is, because you say I can get something as high as this figure, but sometimes, most of the time, that's in the middle of the night when no one else in the world is using the internet,
right?
At least on our side. And so I want to know, am I getting this all day long? Right. And have there been any outages? Because a lot of times my smart devices will alert me and say, hey, by the way, you've got fine Wi-Fi within the house.
Yeah.
But there's no internet coming in. And I get up at weird hours, and that's usually the time when it happens.
Sure.
I figure they must be doing service work again.
Yeah, I constantly have to do a speed test because it will say, you got 100 megabits or whatever these things. You should easily be able to watch videos, do this, do that on multiple devices.
Right.
But there's constantly times where Jocelyn especially will say to me when she's trying to do something on her computer and I'm doing something in my office on my computer, she's like, you're taking all the internet. And it's like, well, that's not what they say, and that's not what I'm paying for. It should be a lot easier to do all that stuff.
They can fix that.
It'll just cost a little bit more money. Extra price, yeah. So
just hook the big pipeline up to the house and call it good. Just give me as fast as you got all the time.
So they large internet service providers will have to display these labels to consumers before they purchase a service plan, either online or in a store. The information requires for any standalone home or fixed internet services, as well as mobile broadband plans, according to the FCC.
Yeah,
nice breakdown.
Yeah, the FCC is also on Capitol Hill saying, hey, we're going to have to cut internet access for some low-income families if Congress doesn't get their stuff together. Low-income families could see more expensive broadband bills starting next month when the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, makes cuts to its monthly broadband benefits. The agency said the monthly benefit cuts are due to Congress not having approved further funding for the Affordable Connectivity Program. That program stopped accepting new applications in February of this year because Congress couldn't figure out if they were going to pass an approval for increasing that money.
Yeah.
So that helps low-income households afford broadband needed for work, school, obviously the movies and games and all the kind of the other stuff.
Basically just life.
Yeah, life. Yeah. But in May, the maximum subsidies for many in the program will fall to $14, which is less than half of the current $30 some receive for their broadband payments.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could all just go to Jeff's house because he says he has 1 terabyte of fiber. Dang, what are you watching, man?
That a terabyte of fiber.
Terabyte speed of fiber. You don't even have to go to you don't have to type anything in. You just think about it.
I bet his neighbors are like splicing into that. He's probably only getting like 6 megabits per hour.
Is your house or apartment glowing right now because of the internet speeds?
He's probably got Bitcoin or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing the mining.
He's got a server that he's just operating in a closet.
Need another air conditioner, honey.
All right. Got a lot of other things to get to. Your Moody on the Market update is coming up here next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hi, I'm Ken Kosminski from the Buck Burgers from Brew.
Jeff's running like the entire business out of his house.
Maybe he's the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you order pizza late at night and then don't open the door very much? You got a chain on your door and you just throw the money underneath the door and you have a dark room. You don't turn the lights on.
Leave it at the door.
But yeah, because he doesn't turn. That's why they don't turn the lights on when these hackers are doing this stuff, because they need to have the power all dedicated to the machines.
The machines, yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense now. You know what movie I haven't watched? I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I've watched it all the way through. Is Hackers.
Oh, which one is that?
That was it was a movie from like the late 80s, early 90s. Okay. It was around that craze of the internet, and of course internet hackers. Had some good actors in it. I'll pull it up.
It used to be easier to hack stuff. You just wait during the boot up process of a computer and then you stop things.
Yeah, Hackers, 1995, starring I believe
Gene Hackman? No.
Okay. No.
They've been funny though.
No, Johnny Lee Miller, who was also in Elementary, and he was Sherlock Holmes in that Elementary show for a while. He's a great actor. Angelina Jolie, Matthew Lillard, Fisher Stevens. You'll know him if you see him.
You don't see much of Angelina Jolie anymore.
No.
Where's she been?
I don't know.
She raising the kids?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking about movies just a moment ago on our Facebook, YouTube, and X, and that music always gets me excited. That I keep forgetting that Beverly Hills Cop 4 is going to be coming out. I think this year, if I'm not mistaken. But we were talking about the movie Hackers. Angelina Jolie. She's she hasn't done a movie in a while. I that one movie she did with Brad Pitt, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Fun movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
There was talks at one point about making some sort of sequel. They made a show.
I saw that.
There's a show
I didn't actually
I haven't watched it yet,
but
yeah,
heard about it.
There's a possibility they may come back with another movie, but looks like by summer we will have Beverly Hills Cop 4. And I think it's going to be on Netflix.
She was on the red carpet yesterday. For the Broadway premiere of The Outsiders.
Nice.
At a theater there. And she was with her 15-year-old daughter. She has a 15-year-old daughter now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. With her ex, Brad Pitt.
All those kids are all grown up now. All the kids that she had adopted or had with Brad Pitt.
Huh.
Well, it's time for your Moody on the Market update. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's agency, with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And giving you a business update from Gail Olson, found this one. One of Whirlpool Corporation's marketing efforts over recent years has been to embrace the cooking experience especially with its higher-end brands led by KitchenAid. Those efforts have been highlighted by sponsorship of the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, which is coming up this May, the last one here. And it's not clear how that cooking experience is going to transform going forward. Likely, it'll be an important element of the marketing campaigns, but one ingredient is apparently being de-emphasized, and that's their recipe app called Yumly. They acquired this back in 2017.
So doing our appliance industry homework, MoodyOnTheMarket.com learned recently that Whirlpool Corporation has eliminated the California-based team responsible for creating and maintaining the Yumly app. Technology newsletter, thespoon.tech.
The Spoon.
All right. They reported that appliance giant Whirlpool has let its entire Yumly team go. According to industry sources, the company recently laid off all of the employees for the recipe and cooking app and the website. These sources tell The Spoon.
Yep.
That's The Spoon, right? The Spoon,
Yeah,
the
Spoon.
one that I always go to and look up. That's the very popular Spoon one, right?
It's the tech.
Oh, the tech side of
publication.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They get the scoop.
Ooh,
because it's the Spoon.
Oh, yeah, and it's cooking stuff. That makes great job, marketing team.
Yep.
Unclear what the company plans to do with the property that it acquired back in 2017. So we'll see about that. A lot of reports coming in.
Yeah, we asked the company for reaction on the Yumly article in the Spoon, and Whirlpool Corporation says they're adjusting their operating model for Yumly as we adapt our product and business strategies to meet the needs of our consumers. The new operating model has resulted in a permanent reduction in Yumly employees, and Whirlpool Corporation is committed to providing support to those employees over the coming months, including a robust severance package and other services to assist in their transition. Now, they declined to reveal how many employees were affected by the cut or give an effective date. Recent estimates put the number of Yumly employees somewhere near 100. It's not clear if the move was part of the much talked about round of belt tightening that they're doing right now. In March, you'll recall that the company issued a statement to employees that said there were going to be 2 waves of some layoffs. They'd already completed the first wave, and the second wave could come at any time now, but they said expected to be complete by early May.
So getting rid of the staff, does that mean the app itself gone? People that like to use the Yumly app?
We have the statement there, and that's all they said. That's all they said. But you can read the full article and dig in a little bit more. It's right there at MoodyOnTheMarket.com. And by the way, let me say, MoodyOnTheMarket.com, the website, has been undergoing some changes, some refreshes, and we apologize that some of the articles, the old articles, got posted again new. That wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
But it happened because, I don't know, the technology guru was messed up, and we take responsibility for that. So
blame it on the computers.
We apologize for that, letting that happen.
It's called a throwback.
Hey, remember when?
So we're basically saying,
is
so
what it is.
our official statement is don't call it a comeback.
Is that?
I don't know. I was just trying to use song lyrics here. Anyways.
But anyway, so we think it's getting ironed out. It should be all ironed out on our website right now. Websites are fun things.
The problem is you're using an iron when you should just use a computer.
You know, no matter how many times I put the iron, I warm it up to the right temperature, I put it on the computer, it breaks every time.
It melts. It does not do what it's supposed to do.
I should have been a computer scientist.
Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. News, sports, and a whole lot more coming up here next.
Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS.
Yumly. I never used the Yumly app. Maybe that's why they're getting rid of the staff.
Again, the full disclosure bit, I worked at Whirlpool before they bought it, as they bought it, and as they tried to integrate it into the technology. And they had some interesting things there. And the Yumly app itself, the one thing I didn't like about the Yumly app was that it would take you to a lot of third-party articles. It became an aggregator for other people's stuff.
Sort of like Pinterest. It kind of starting to turn into that.
And the one thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you go out to the internets and get a food recipe, I don't know why people want to tell you their whole experience before they give you the recipe.
This came from my grandfather.
Yeah.
He brought it from Eastern Europe.
Sometimes it's incredibly useful.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, if I'm looking for a recipe online, I got to make stuff now.
Snuck this recipe across the border. It's like, really? I don't need to know all the
Countries-
backstory.
Countries fought a war over this recipe.
Yeah, but I
Maybe.
do appreciate the websites that have the skip to recipe button.
Yeah, those are great.
But I also hate all of the pop-up ads, especially if
my
you look at
gosh.
it on your phone.
Pop-ups are ridiculous.
You know, like you have the printer-friendly version of things when you go to a website.
Yeah.
I would like a button, especially on my phone.
Yeah.
Especially like on Pinterest or anything like that, that just says straight up recipe card.
Yeah.
Just like recipe card button, and it's just that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing the recipe, you usually have either your phone or a tablet or something like that, iPad showing you all that stuff. Well, you want that to be clear.
Yep.
And right in front of you the whole time. Not, oh, what about this ad? Watch this quick video. I just need to know how many sticks of butter and how many eggs need to go in this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the internet is creating its own new market.
Yeah.
For the ad-free experience, and again, everything's going full circle because we have the movie channels, and they were all like, okay, well, if we just charge you a little bit more, you never have to see these ads again until we raise prices again.
Right. Yeah.
So give me the internet that has the ad-free experience. I'll pay a couple cents more.
All right, gotta get out of here. Thanks everybody for chiming in and commenting. We'll go back and look at some of your comments here in just a moment, but keep those rolling. But, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you here next week. Ken won't be here Monday.
Taking off Monday.
So Tuesday, look for his update of why he's not here on Monday.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you then. All right, bye now.
Thanks.